Out of the past comes the sound of the Central Skating Rink band. The Central Skating Rink existed from 1920 till 1952. It was really central. It was on Jasper Avenue between 111th and 112th Street, and on the north side. And I think it was built tumbling down. It was a two-story wooden shack. It sort of curved like a painting by Salvador Dali. And the fence, I think it stood up because it was balanced. 50% was leaning out, and the other 50% was leading in. And the presiding genius was a fellow named Dick Barnes. Oh, he sort of had a candy store, a pop shop during the summer. It was like a desert during the summer, and then it's like a desert which it bloomed in the winter. Yeah, so he doing this thing. Something he really enjoyed. The fire department would come around for free and flood any rink, any community rink, or if a bunch of kids put some boards together and to hold the water, the fire department would come around, but Dick wouldn't have that. He did it himself, just with a hose going around and around and around and over till he built up the ice. He believed it gave the ice a better consistency, better for skating. And the rink was so big that even very fast skaters could go to zoom in and out among all the dubs. And so the Central Rink was a wonderful place in the hearts of young people because they gathered there from all over. And on Sunday afternoons, so it was a great place for Sunday strollers. They'd stand there and watch the skaters. Dating was so simple. From some girl, let's go skating. Skating was something like dancing. This was a great way to meet people and develop your conversational skills. Dick Barnes, he was a very interesting character. He was there running it for over 32 years. I think Dick was an investor. I think he owned a few houses and this thing, and I think he played the market, and he was very ingenious, real entrepreneur, and he provided a real service. Everybody knew Dick, and he knew everybody, and people remembered. They came from all over. And, the same kids would come for maybe 10 or 12 years, and he got to know them all. This band played there from 1930 until 1942, when the war came along and the boys all scattered. The band used to play 3 nights a week, from 8 to 10. The boys got $3 apiece, and it was the Depression. This was a great inducement to sit out in the cold and try to use your imagination. That this sort of griddle at your feet was keeping you warm. See, we believed it was a dry cold, and because it was a dry cold, you didn't feel it. And then, of course, that $3 a night, it shows the power of faith. You can believe it. It was the oil boom, and then there were a number of developers around and wanted to give Dick a pile of money, and so they could put up a block. And Dick couldn't be lured by money. In the 1952, Dick Barnes, who headed all these years, he was flooding the rink to start another season, and he had a heart attack. He was 80-something, and so he had to give it up. It was his thing, and he was going to do it, and he did it right to the end. This particular band played there from through the 1930s and up to about 1942. 1960, they had a reunion in Edmonton. There's a new Jimmy Rakos. He was the drummer. And, he worked at the land titles office, and he told me about the reunion. So there was Jimmy Rakos with his drums, and Jack Blott with his tuba, and Brownie Sedgwick with his euphonium, and Jim Sharp with the trombone, and Milo Zima with his trumpet. And then the other trumpeter, Earl Mack, was living in Lethbridge. He couldn't get there, so that Nelson Childs stood it for him. So I suggested they come up to TJCA and we'd get the band on record again. Yeah, so they all came up the elevator at the Brooks building. They came into the recording studio and they sat down and they tuned for a bit, and then they did Colonel Bogey. I guess the reason they did that was because it was Dick Barnes' favorite tune. He thought it was a great tune for dancing, and he would always start the second half after the intermission. Okay, you guys, get out there and play my favorite tune. So then we did the Skater's Waltz, of course, and then Waves of the Danube. Played it back, and it sounded fine, but then we realized since it was recorded in a studio, the sound was kind of dry. Yeah, so Andre Picard, he solved the problem. He ran it through the men's washroom, and what he recorded was the echo. And so we listened to that, and so that's what we have here. And then we played it on the program, the Edmonton story, in December 1960. And it was very well received. Yeah, I have the fondest memories of the Central Skating Rink. I thought it'd be nice to have this music preserved out in seniors' homes. So we got the great Frank Nashchuk here with his bag of tricks, and we've preserved this sound for all time. 1,000 years from now, you can put this CD on your machine and hear the Central Skating Rink Band. Those days, very tough, November, it used to turn at 40 below, but it's a constant 40 below. Didn't bother us. People didn't dress for winter in those days. It was just, a part of life. See, we believed it was a dry cold. And because it was a dry cold, you didn't feel it. You can believe it. Yeah, sure.